In this video, we sit down and do a candid interview to give you a peek inside the mind of the legendary Earl Strickland. We filmed a ton of great content out of Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey, so make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications. You're not going to want to miss a single video. The best way to support Earl Strickland and his mission to create more content like this for you guys is to watch this video all the way through to the very end and then send it to somebody that you know will enjoy it. And if you want to do even more than that, consider becoming a paying channel member where for the price of a coffee, you can directly support Earl Strickland.
When did you discover you could make that?
I saw a guy doing it one time. I walked in the pool room, he was shooting them. I was a kid, I was about 16.
Yeah.
I said, man, how are you doing that? He says, I'll show you. He showed me his trick and I got real good at it. He should have never showed me. The trick is this, I'll show you the trick.
Oh, he's gonna show us?
No, it's easy. It still don't mean you can do it as good as me though.
Fair.
You hold both, you have to hold the object ball and the cue ball like that. That's imperative. Okay, start with. You see what I'm saying? You have to get in a position real fast.
Earl Strickland, first question for you. Is your cue still growing? Or has it reached its peak length? Has it turned into an adult pool cue?
Well, I never knew I'd have to make it longer to keep my game in check.
Right.
I certainly can't play with a 58-inch cue anymore, so it's, you know, there's no going back.
Yeah,
Shane can't go back either. He's tried.
Did he?
Yeah, he can't go back. Most people, once they get used to it, if you're 6 foot tall or more, 5'11", you know, 5'11", 5'10", 6 foot or taller, those are the guys that are going to play with the longer cues. The short guys can't hardly do it because there's too much cue sticking out behind.
Yeah.
Mine's borderlining, you know, but there's some shots it makes easier.
Yeah.
Being bigger. Some shots you never would have thought that it would make easier. It does.
Is when you have to like dig into the ball real deep, is it some of the?
I don't know. It's the rolling the ball's easier, I think, because you got more weight on the cue.
That makes sense.
You know, the cue's heavier. I never realized that I could play with a 21 or 22 ounce cue, or even 23 or 24. I never realized I could play with a cue that heavy.
Yeah.
And play well, but I can.
Did you take weight out of your cue when you put the extension on, or did you leave it just like it was?
No, mine gets weight by putting the grip on it and the extensions.
Yeah.
Of course, the cue's already got some weights in it, inside of it. At 58 inches, it's got weight. I don't put other weights on it. I just put an extension on and then put some grip on, and then that weighs the cue up.
Yeah. Now, the grip that you use, obviously you've talked about this a few times, so I don't want to go like super deep in that part, but for anybody who might be unacquainted with it, why do you enjoy having a thicker cue, and why do you use like that tennis grip versus anything else?
I'm searching for some kind of feel, obviously, that is going to aid me in my situation now that I'm older. Maybe it could be compared to the yips in golf. You know, you ever heard of the yips?
Yeah,
putting?
yeah.
So some kind of deceleration or some kind of feel I've lost. I've lost something, and I'm trying to regain it, and that's what it gives me.
Yeah.
It's a sticky feeling. It's not a slippery like an Irish linen wrap.
Yeah.
It slips in your hand, you know. Mine stays still. It doesn't. There's no slip stroke.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what I'm trying to create is no slip stroke since I've gotten older.
Right. No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll need to make a double extension, or is it long enough?
A double extension?
Yeah.
For the cue?
Yeah.
No, my cue is, I can make it like 70 inches almost right now, and I can make it 65.
Yeah.
And I'm playing at 65 right
That's
now.
the
And
normal playing
I feel good with the, I will say that I think the extension complements the carbon shaft.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because when I played with the carbon shaft at 58 inches, I was struggling more. And then when I put on about an 8-inch extension and went to 65,
Yeah.
and the cue got heavier, then everything calmed down and it complemented the shaft, and I was able to play better.
That's interesting.
It's a little secret that I'm giving away.
Thank you for the pro tips.
I shouldn't, but you know, no one knew to make the cue long before I started tinkering with it, and then now a lot of people are playing with it like that, especially if they're taller.
What kind of tips do you use?
Right now I'm playing with a Mori G2 medium.
Have you always played with that tip?
No, I just, Mike Galassi was my cue guy before Jay Flowers now. So he had got me to try one recently.
Yeah.
And I'm sold on it.
Good deal. So this is a funner question. Why do you think you're misunderstood?
Misunderstood? Well, people, you know, don't want to hear the truth. That's why. That's why I'm misunderstood, because you don't want to hear the truth. Mm. And pool has always been in jeopardy, and I'm here to protect it, and you don't want to hear the truth. There's your answer.
That's a pretty solid answer. Who do you wish would listen to your truth, or do you not want to specifically put something on record?
Well, I think the players, like I said before, no one's on the same page, and that's basically what's got to happen. That's what I would wish the players could see eye to eye with their ideas, and not everybody's a general. You know what I mean? That's another thing that's wrong. I've noticed every pool player I ever met, or everyone that's came after me, is a general. There's no soldiers. So even I was a general. But now I'm kind of like some kind of diplomat. That's what I am now.
Yeah. Well, you were talking about that earlier, about how you feel like, you're like, man, I've been traveling the world. I've been doing this for decades.
I've seen about everything in pool, and I'm still alive to talk about it, you know. So, and I'm from a different era, literally. A couple of eras, probably. I'm from the Mosconi era, then the Mizrak era, and the Siegel era, and then now my own era, or this new era.
Yeah.
About 3 eras I've been through, and of course a lot happened in the last 30, 40, 50 years, you know, a lot of changes. I think the 1800s would have been my favorite.
Why do you say that?
Well, they were playing on 5x10s, and somewhere in the 1800s, into the 19th century. What a tough game that would be on a 5x10. God, talking about a massive game.
Yeah.
It's a massive game. And then they went to straight pool on the 5x10, which is even crazier sounding.
Right.
You know, I played on a 5x10 for years. I tried to run 100 balls. I never did it. I ran 99 balls in scratch one day. But I know I could do it if I kept playing on it and learning the table and the characteristics. But it's harder to run 100 balls on. Don't think it's ever easier. Like the pros always say, oh, you got more space. Oh, it's easier to do. You got longer shots.
Yeah.
You understand? The shots are by feet longer. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Literally.
So don't act like it's easier, especially if you shrink the pocket a little. So,
well, and plus everybody.
I think the 1800s, late 1800s, early 19th century, up to 1951, late 1800s to 1951, that's when I wish I would have been playing, because that's when they played in the 5x10 era. That's the table I should have been on. I should have never been on a 4.5x9. I wasn't born for that table. I was born to play on a real table.
Your shooter's mentality.
I was born to play on a real table.
Yes.
Simple as that. 5x10. It's a better table than for pros.
That's well said.
You get rid of all the wannabes too. I'm not going to start mentioning other people because they get mad at me.
Yeah.
For some people I mentioned, but I can say wannabes. I want to get rid of the wannabes. I want to shrink the talent. I want you to shrink it down to the best players on earth. I don't want to play a guy that he's okay and he can beat me with his antics,
right?
Or his sharking or his style of play. I don't want to play a guy like that. I want to play a guy that's really great and has respect in his body.
Yeah.
That's what I want to play.
I wonder what the sharking would be like from the 1800
There was none. No, there was none.
So?
No. That didn't come until later. 29 Depression created that. The sharking and the hustler didn't start till the 29 Depression.
I didn't realize that.
That's what I believe.
Yeah.
I don't believe anybody else. I think the 29 depression, because there was no money, and pool players were pros then.
Yeah.
They were professionals. They weren't hustlers. But when the 29 depression hit, there was no money. So pool players resorted to hustling and gambling, and that's when it started. Pool was a gentleman's game up until then.
That's what I
If
always
you look
heard.
at pictures from the 1800s, there's bankers and lawyers and doctors. That's all the people that are in this audience. They're well-established men. You understand?
Yes.
They're not seedy, crummy characters.
Mm-mm.
They're all pillars of the community.
Yeah.
And they were playing on and the picture shows a 5x10, and they're watching. And it's not crummy people in the stands.
Mm-mm.
It's well-to-do people
Yeah.
and intelligent people. So
That's a great answer.
that would have been my era.
Yeah.
From the late 1800s to 1951. That's when I wish I would have played.
What would be your dream Mosconi Cup team, and how would you help them win?
Great question, because I got a great answer.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. If they would give me and Shane the bid, okay, just put us on automatically,
Yes.
okay? Me and Shane, all right? And then Shane and I scout the country for the other 3 players, but they're not tour players. They're young players, young talent that hasn't established nothing. Maybe won some local tournaments or some regionals.
Right.
They haven't won no U.S. Opens, no world titles, and nobody really even knows them yet. You understand?
Yeah.
17 to 18, 19, 20, something like that.
Creating a real opportunity.
No. I want to go find 3 players that don't have any nerves.
Oh, you
Don't
want
have
a
the
fresh
bad vices,
template.
yeah.
Yeah, you want a clean player to mold into
But
a
they're
champion.
good. No, you pick them. Say Shay and I had the bid right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the team, but we got to go get the other 3 players. They're leaving it up to us to pick the other 3 players.
Right.
I would take Shane, and we would go to Florida, and we'd tell every young player in Florida, 17 to 20 years old, to come and play a tournament. And then we scout all of them as they play. Shane and I, we scout them like a football scout.
Yeah, like a talent scout.
Talent scout, okay?
Yeah.
Then we go to another region of the country, and another region, and another one, until we covered the whole country, and we decide who are the best 3 players out of young players from 17 to 20. I don't want nobody older than that. I want a kid with no nerves.
Yes.
You understand? Absolutely no vices, hardly, and no nerves. But he can play. He can shoot. They got to be able to shoot. I ain't worried about the rest of it. They got to be able to shoot.
Yeah.
You know? That's what I'd be looking at most. Who's the best shooter? I seen a couple of them. I said, that's when I got the idea. I was watching this kid play in Florida. I was doing an exhibition. I was playing him, actually. Playing him 2 out of 3. Just a short little, 2 out of 3. I thought I was going to rob him, right? He beats me the first game. Then the next game, he should have beat me 2 in a row and won the match, but he missed the 9 ball. He shouldn't have missed it either.
Mm.
But he played phenomenal.
Yeah.
You understand? I could see that. That's when I got the idea. I says, if you had that guy on the Mosconi Cup with no nerves like that, you can win points. And you throw them for a flip.
Yeah.
They don't know you. You know what I mean?
That's a mind game all in
yeah.
itself.
They don't know them.
Yep.
It's a psychological thing. They're used to beating Schuyler and
Right.
Bergman and Steyer
They don't feel that pressure
and
the same
Shane. They're
way.
used
It's
to beating
familiar.
all these guys.
Yeah.
Throw a guy in there that shoots just as good as you and you don't know him, or better, shoots better than you.
That'll
And
rattle
got
them.
fresh blood. He ain't tired. I want a guy who ain't going to get tired with all the formality.
So let me ask you this, because
It's a great idea.
I love that idea.
But you would never get Matchroom to go for that.
Right, like, so assuming...
It is a great idea.
It is a damn good
Isn't
idea.
it?
I love that idea. If you had to pick
Or-
without doing... Oh, what else?
Or just take Shane, and
Yeah.
I go with him. I'm not on the team. Just take Shane's on,
Yeah.
And I go with Shane, and we scout the country and get him 4 players,
Yeah.
4 new ones.
I still like
Young
that because
ones.
you'll still see.
Man, I think he'd go in there and he would rob them for years. They would rob them.
I think you're onto something there.
But they ain't going to do that. Because
Well-
they ain't going to do it. They wouldn't. I can see how they're too uptight for that.
If you had to pick names just based on what you see today without doing the world tour and speculating in talent scouting and stuff, who would you pick just based on what you see today?
Nobody except Shane. And Shane's questionable.
That's a hell of a statement.
Last year he didn't play well.
No.
He played
Didn't
terrible.
have his best, no.
But he has his moments. You know, everybody. I don't think he was paying attention last year. Nobody was, except me. I might have been the only guy there that was really paying attention.
Giving it your full focus.
Everybody else was preoccupied, not in good shape, terrible condition. So,
Well, you talked
Except
about people
for
being on their
Steyer.
cell phone and stuff
but
too.
Steyer, I don't know. He's in good shape. I can't question his. I don't know why he doesn't win more. Maybe he tries too hard. You know.
Yeah.
Could try too hard too. I don't know. He's different. Yeah. We're all different, but
Yeah.
I can't say too many bad things. It's just the team didn't gel, you know. Didn't gel, and I thought they were all tired. That was my honest opinion.
Yeah.
Not in good enough shape.
If you had to pick one, what's the happiest moment of your career?
When I won the world trick shot, no, it's. I never thought I'd win one of those, but I did. Happiest moment in my life? Playing pool.
Yeah.
If I would have won the world tournament, I missed the break ball to win it. That would have been it. I was still happy to get to the finals, to show them that I could play. I think that was one of the best moments in my life because I proved to the world that I could play other games. I just wasn't a one-dimensional player.
Right.
That I had a great imagination, and straight pull really suits me more than 9-ball. That's why I wish I'd have played in that straight pull era, especially on the 5x10 with them bowling balls. They had balls bigger than these.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a tough game. So, yeah, I think the world tournament, getting to the finals, even though I missed the break ball to win the tournament, I only needed 30 balls.
Yeah.
But I didn't even try.
What do you mean?
Well, I was being, I never felt comfortable in the arena.
Yeah.
The people that were watching me, I didn't feel comfortable with them.
Yeah.
I didn't feel comfortable with Mika Eminen.
Yeah.
And you can understand why. And then I kind of gave up at some stages of the match. I didn't even care because it was like no one wanted me to win. That's the way I felt. But it still showed what a great player I am. That I almost won it, even though I wasn't even trying hardly.
Yeah.
Even when I shot that break ball, I kind of just shot it carelessly. I wanted him to win because they would have all hated me. You understand? That's why I can't win, is because you're going to hate me if I win. Hell of a damn. It's a hell of a damn spot I'm in.
Yeah, they got you stuck.
So that's why I lose most of the time, because I know you're going to hate me if I win. But anyway, yeah, I didn't even try in that. I got 270 balls. Got 30 balls from winning. I didn't even try. If I'd have tried, I'd have beat him easy. But that was a great. I think that I wasn't happy with the match, but I was happy with the fact that I made it to the finals and almost won at 55 years old too.
Yeah.
Which that ain't no spring chicken to be playing in that world event. You don't see many guys like that. 55 going to win the world tournament in straight pool. But anyway, that still probably wasn't it. I'd say there was a lot of great moments. When I won the 2000 U.S. Open, that was a pretty special moment. But I still, you know what? I think the Bustamante match is it. 2002, when I beat him in the finals, and I'll tell you why. Because it was a world event. There were 30, 40 different countries involved in the event.
Mm-hmm.
It was an international tournament.
Truly international.
Yes. That was one of the most international events I ever won. I'd have to be it. That was my best moment.
Yeah.
Because that was the most international event I ever won. You know what I mean? And that's what they questioned about the other world titles. They didn't have no international
That's a good point.
flavor.
Well, if we pivot on the same question, what would be the scariest moment or your least favorite moment, I guess you could say? We talked about your happiest or your highest moment. What was the scariest moment?
Well, I was shipwrecked for years. I had kidney stones real bad, and I suffered with those for about 6 years.
Those are brutal.
Yeah, I couldn't get rid of them, and I was going to the doctor and having operations all the time. And my game dropped to literally an APA level, probably.
Wow.
I'm exaggerating, but it dropped dramatically.
Yeah.
I couldn't go in and win a weekly tournament, probably, you know.
Mm. That had to be hard on your mental.
And I was still under contract with Q-Tech, and I think that was keeping me alive at the time, was the endorsement money. The endorsement money, because I couldn't win nothing.
Yeah.
Because I was too sick. And I gained weight. I was overweight, and I was sick, and I was at that age, 40s, where things were starting to hit me.
Right.
You know, mid-40s, and that was a pretty tough time. I came back from that, and that was pretty courageous, to tell you the truth, because I came back and won. I was reading in a magazine one day, they said I was finished. I would never win again. And then I went and won the German Masters when I was 55. And then I almost won the World Tournament the same year. God, I wish I'd have won that World Tournament. And then I would have wrote in there, you crumbs, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
That I came back and won a world title after you said I was finished. That's pretty amazing.
That would have been the ultimate I got you kind of.
But I won the German Masters at 55. And in my speech at the end,
It's a hell of an accomplishment.
I says, you're going to wait a long time to see a guy come into this building and win this at 55. You're going to wait a long time.
How long it's really going to. It's going to be a long time for real.
It's going to be a long time. You see a guy walk in that, and I ain't played nothing but kids. Every guy I played was 35 years younger than me. It was unreal.
It's hard to even imagine.
Yeah, I never played a guy over 25 in the event. Most of them were 21, 22, 23. And I beat every one of them. It's amazing. Pool goes through hills and valleys all the time.
You've just seen it happen
yeah,
before?
It's either it's doing all right or it's in a recession, you know? More like a depression, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Because about 15 years ago, I couldn't scrub 2 nickels together in this game.
Yeah.
But now it's flourishing a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe a fad is coming back, you know, on it, you know?
Yeah.
A little bit. But still, it seems lost to me, though. They've turned it into goofy golf now. When you went to a smaller table, you degraded yourself as a sport. That's what I believe.
My perception as a younger person in the game trying to wrap my head around it, it feels like a lot of the manufacturers sold the game out.
That's what they did. Absolutely.
Yeah. They cared more about selling a small table than building a sport.
They didn't care about the fact that if we were going to be athletes or professionals one day.
Exactly.
They never even cared about that. We had the wrong people leading us at one time. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
But that was the BCA doing all governing. They were doing all the governing, the BCA. So, I don't know. Somebody's to blame.
You mentioned during the live stream that Efren was your greatest opponent. I think most people would guess that if I would have asked you. But the question is, did you immediately recognize how good Efren was and that you and him would have this long battle that lasted your career, or did it take you a while to realize that, holy crap, this Efren guy's not going away? I got to play this guy for decades.
Well, he won the first tournament he came here and played.
Yeah.
I think I finished. Third. I would have played him.
Did you know in that
I think
tournament?
Billy Johnson beat me. He played Billy Johnson in the finals, and then Billy Johnson, the first time he saw him play, and he beat him in a tournament, he told everybody he was the greatest player he'd ever seen.
Wow.
So, but he was right, and I don't think anybody really thought about it. You know, he played one tournament, but
Right.
he kept winning and kept, making all these crazy shots, which we thought were luck in the beginning,
Until he keeps doing
Until
it.
he
You're
keeps
like,
doing it, and then he's the greatest kicker there's ever been, without a doubt.
Right.
Of course, all them Filipino guys kick good. I don't know. They're just born to kick good. I don't know. It's a tough country over there, I was just over there, and they're the toughest players on the planet, without a doubt. The most resilient, because they're fighting for anything they can get. It's a tougher life there than it is here, and even though I grew up with nothing, literally, I was born on a farm, grew up under a tobacco stalk, born plowing fields and cropping tobacco and shucking corn. That's what I was born doing. I wasn't no silver spoon guy either,
Right.
But after a while, you realize that. What was I saying?
We're talking about Efren's, your first impressions of Efren. When did you realize that Efren was as good as you came to see that he is? Do you remember the moment you realized how good he was?
I didn't think I was that good when I first saw him at the tournament in Houston. It took a while.
Yeah.
For me, to start seeing how good he was.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, those guys fight for everything. Like I said, I was saying,
that's what you're
they
talking
come from a
survival.
tougher environment.
Yeah.
But I was born in a wholesome life.
Mm-hmm.
I had, plenty of food, and I had the land to live off of, and, I had, people that cared about me, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and it was a wholesome life, but I wasn't born rich.
Right.
The same was Efren. He was born on the streets of Manila,
Yeah.
Grew up on the streets of Manila. That's a tough life. And,
Yeah.
I always felt that he was more resilient than me, even though I wasn't born with anything either, but I still think I was born with more than him.
I think that's a very humble answer. I think it's it shows your awareness.
And then it even though I'm still, I'm still hungry like him and I want to win, but it seems like he just had it a little, he was a little tougher about it,
Being born in that environment.
I just got beat over there. They beat the life out of me, all three of them. No, I actually did good with Bustamante. He beat me by 9, and the other guy beat me by 11, Ronnie Alcano, which I showed up there. We were playing the rollout after the break.
Yep.
And then I got the crazy idea. I wanted to change it back to break from anywhere and play regular 9-ball, and I got beat by 38 games. You know why?
Why?
Because it's luck. The other way wasn't luck we were playing. You know why? I was getting a chance to show my skills.
Yeah.
You understand what I just said?
Mm-hmm.
We were playing rollout the first 2 matches. Okay? After the break.
Yeah.
If you make a ball, you're straight in, you got to roll out. You
You
can't
have
shoot
to.
it, okay?
Yep.
But it allowed me to play safe and use my skills.
Yeah.
That's why we were closer matched at the end. I didn't lose by as much.
Yeah.
But when I changed it to break from anywhere, alternate break, he was making balls and I wasn't, and he beat the life out of me. It was luck. You see? I wasn't getting no chances to show how good I was.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling you guys.
Yeah.
We got to make a game where both players get to show how good they are every time they shoot.
That'll make such a difference, I think.
Yeah. I think it'll be more epic. That's what we're looking for, is an epic word. We don't want a guy to run away with it. You want the guy to always feel that he's in the match.
It needs to be a fight.
Right, but even if he's losing, he still has a chance to win. You can't do that in what they're doing over there in the Philippines. They're taking 5 minutes between racks. That's demoralizing. It was nice to go over there and play.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing that, and I appreciate the invitation. The format is crazy. You win a game, you wait. If he beats me a game, I got to wait 5 minutes to play the next one, okay? Then if I get behind, play an alternate break, 10 or 15 games,
It's done.
I'm content. Now you've ruined the match.
Yep.
You understand? Once I become content, the match is as good as over.
Yep.
And then it has no epicsy about it. It has no epic feeling no more. Because your format is destroying my ability to think I can come back. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it inherently just makes it.
The format
less
does
epic.
it. Your format's doing it, and the way you play.
Well,
You always should have the feeling in your body that you could win the match. You know? Right?
how much of that do you think is the rules and the format versus the mentality of the player?
The format dictates
It's
everything.
all the format.
Yeah.
Because the format dictates the mentality, right?
Yeah, we need the format to be where each player is getting equal chances.
Yeah.
And then if he's only a few shots behind, he knows he can still win.
Right.
Like in golf, the guy's got 10 holes to go, right? He's playing with the guy. The guy's got him by 2 shots, or 3 even. He knows he can still win.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in pool, if you're down by 3 or 4 games in pool in a race to 9, you don't feel like you can win sometimes. Especially if you get 4 games. In a race to 9, if a guy gets you 4-0, you feel like a carcass. You understand?
It's hard to even start.
Listen, you feel like a carcass is what you feel like. You feel dead.
Yeah.
And if something good happens for you, you're lucky. You know what I mean? You got to listen. You're down by 4 and you're relying on luck. You hear what I just said?
Relying on luck.
That ain't no good.
That ain't a place to be.
I don't mind being down 4 shots and he's got to play. Say we've played 4 frames. We got 4 frames. We got 11 frames to go. I'm down by 4 shots. I can make it up.
Right.
Because he can start missing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He ain't going to play perfect. As they get harder, he's going to start missing. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to miss in my format. You're not going to run out every time.
I want to
It
pull
ain't
you.
designed for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you do it, I'm buying you a brand new car. If you run 15 racks, a rotation, with 20 seconds to shoot, me setting them up, I'll buy you a brand new car.
You heard it here.
I ain't going to have to do that. I
don't
guarantee
think
you.
you're in any danger anytime.
It's like shooting 50 in golf, probably.
What's the most you've ever played for? You know, has it been, you know, you mentioned you played
I
for
don't
10
want to
grand.
talk about gambling. I don't like gambling no more. I don't like gambling. I think it hurts the game.
Fair.
It makes us non-professionals, and it's a poor value. They're teaching people to gamble every day now on the TV with these betting things. I don't agree with it.
I was
I
wondering.
can't
how you
believe the
felt about
government
that.
has stopped that.
Like DraftKings and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I can't. But I believe the government's letting them do that.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll last long, because they're going to start ruining a lot of lives. People that never gambled, now they're going to turn them into degenerate gamblers all at once. That's crazy. That's a seedy thing to do to the country. It's a poor value.
Yeah.
Tell you that right now. But anyway, I'm not going to get caught up in
I
that.
like your answer.
And I don't like gambling in pool. I think we should create players that don't gamble. We need to. They'll become more professional.
Do you think anybody's had as big of an impact on the game of pool as you have?
Oh yeah, well, I need these guys as much as they need me.
Yeah.
You know, we're all characters, and we all need each other.
Yeah.
Certainly, some of us have a little more charisma or something, whatever you want to call it, than the other one. But I need these characters. I need Shane. What a character, you know, great player. Efren, what a character, you know. And then Mizrack was a character, and Buddy, and certainly I'm a character. And and Mosconi. But you know, we all need each other, and I can't really say that I'm the one that's I will say at one time I was carrying the game a little bit.
I think you have innovated a lot inside the game.
Well, my style of play is carried into some players.
Yeah.
I've created some players. Yes, absolutely. I've created an era of players. I think when I jumped the ball, a good one was when I jumped that ball on ESPN against Mizrak in 1983. I created a lot of players with that one shot.
Yeah.
One shot. You know what I mean? Just took one shot, and I created thousands of pool players just like that. So I will say, yeah, there was times when I was carrying the game, literally. Times.
Yeah.
But nowadays, they've got a lot of good players, and they're doing their job now. But I'm still here, and I'm still, somewhat desirable, I guess.
You're doing fine.
I'm not going to say that's a bad word for me, desirable. But I'm still, in the game, and I'm still here. And I have had my moments. Do I want to see a different game? It's as simple as that. I can't explain myself enough that how much I want to see a different game.
Yeah.
I want to watch something else. I want to see a guy just shoot. I don't want to see the safes, the kicks, the jumps, the breaking. I don't want to see all that. I just want to see a guy get up and shoot and make good shots. I think the placement pulls like when I showed you that jacked up shot a while ago, that shot's unreal. See how good I hit that ball? Scary how good I shoot. You're not giving me the chance to show how good I am. You never did. That's what I want to say. I was never given the chance to show how good I was. That's what I want to say. End it with that.
That's a good answer.
There you go.
Thing that you want to announce to people, what do you see yourself doing over the next year?
Well, I'm just going to keep practicing and keep exercising, trying to stay as healthy as I can. It's the only way I'm ever going to play competitive, be more competitive, is to stay in better shape because I'm getting older. Obviously, I can't stop the aging.
Right.
And then I want to, I've been doing a lot of exhibitions, and a lot of people have been seeing me around the country and around the world. And hopefully that's going to continue. Maybe you'll get a chance to see me. So many people have seen me in the last couple of years that have never met me, never seen me in person. And they're delighted, when they see me. They go, oh man, I didn't think I would ever going to get the chance to meet you in person. That's what they would say because I wasn't as active,
Yeah.
So
that's got to feel good when you hear that.
That's, refreshing to me when a guy says, I'm glad I finally got to meet you in person, So even though I'm supposed to be a monster and I'm going to gobble you up, or with words, if you make me mad, you know what I mean? But that, and then, like I said, I got to stay healthy if I'm going to be competitive and be able to play with these guys. I got to keep my game sharp, keep practicing, and I want to compete more, but if it's not lucrative, I won't go to them. Because I know I don't have a chance. My break is not good enough. I just got offered to play 15 events, all expenses paid, and I turned it down. There was a day I'd never do that. I would have jumped right on that, you know what I mean? But I can see the light, with my break. If I can improve my break, I'll start playing more.
Yeah.
But maybe they can come out with some kind of stick, like, a pinball, how you shoot a pinball. It can just shoot the shot for you. You know what I mean? Like push a button and it shoots it.
You can play all
We need
all the
something
way.
that helps enhances the break for me, because my timing's gone. I can't, and then my luck's gone a little bit.
Yeah.
Your luck goes too. So
my final question for you: when it's all said and done, and you're thinking about everything, what do you hope your legacy will be?
I was a great shooter. That's what I was. I couldn't break, couldn't kick, I couldn't play safe. And I still say the ability to shoot is the greatest asset in this game. It'll take you a long ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to be the smartest player if you can shoot. Because just let them leave you something and you'll make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always said when I was playing in a match or a guy miss a ball or play a safe, and I'd say, just give me a little air. I'd say. Give me just a little air. That's all I need.
Yep.
Fire that ball in. Shots they would never make, you know. Especially those jacked up ones, like the ones I was jacking
That
up
full
and
table
firing them
jack?
and drawing them to
Yeah.
the side. Those guys can't make those shots. They make them once in a while, but they truly don't understand the art of shooting off the rail with the cue jacked up. I
Yeah.
practiced that my whole life, hours and hours and hours and thousands of hours, just practicing tough shots. And their technique's not as good as mine.
Yeah.
So they don't know exactly how to make those shots consistently. You know, you saw how consistent I was, jacked up
Unbelievable.
on a tough table too. But but you know, pull ain't all about a tough shot. But I'd like to see I tell you what, if they were to gamble with me shooting tough shots, they'd all go broke. I think. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But if I played them a match of 9-ball, every one of them would beat me. Because I just ain't got the break and the luck and I'm not as strong mentally as I used to be.
Well, I think your legacy is...
But I just played a pretty good match against Sal Butera out in California. I actually played really well. I beat him, race of 13, I beat him 13-6. The table was as tough as that one. It was identical. It's a tough table, real tough. I played good. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say your legacy as a shot maker has definitely been established. So if that's your mission, I would say that you crush that. And whether or not you're trying to, I think you, by sitting down and doing stuff like this and talking to the fans and giving them the answers they really want, I think you're creating a whole new chapter for yourself. You know what I mean? This is a whole second part of your legacy.
You know, believe it or not, my main objective is to kill pool players. No, let me rephrase that. I want to discourage them and make them quit.
Right?
Just kidding. I used to do that to some of them once in a while. I did it to a couple of guys here and there.
Beat them so bad
Years
they don't
ago
even
on the
wanna play.
road, yeah. I discouraged a couple of guys into getting a job. But no, my main objective is to stay competitive until I can't compete anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Still, that's what's in my mind.
That's a great goal.
Is I still want to play.
Yeah.
I still want to win a tournament. I want to win tournaments. That's hard to believe. Even though I'm making good money in other areas,
Still want to play.
my main objective has not left my mind. That I still want to play and I still want to win a tournament.
I love to hear that because
Yeah.
I want to see you win the tournament.
Yeah,
I think
I
the
do
world
too,
wants
but
to see it.
If the next tournament I win, it's going to be an amazing thing if I win one. But I still don't think it's impossible if I can get my breakdown.
Definitely not impossible.
But I'll keep trying, Josh.
Well, Earl, this has been an absolutely fantastic couple
Yeah.
of days of filming. It was a
Yeah.
pleasure to meet you in person, like we were talking about
nice
earlier.
meeting you too.
So
You're
to-
a nice man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You'll go far.
I feel like this is going to be amazing content. People are going to love this. Hopefully, this is the first of many. Seriously, thank you, Earl.
Thanks a lot, Josh. Thanks for coming up here
Absolutely.
from Virginia.
Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, right down the road from Q Master.